Good evening. Welcome at the 110th branch meeting of IRSM UAE branch. Just wanted to go through the agenda quickly. So we have the introduction and the branch updates to start with, and then we have a presentation on workplace well-being, workplace stress. I see that I misspelled stress. My apologies for that. And then after that, any other business and closing of the meeting. To start with the branch updates, we continue to see a positive increase in followers on our LinkedIn webpage. So we gained another 66 followers compared to December, now at nearly 1,500 followers. So I am confident that towards the end of the month we should have reached the 1,500 followers, which is well, extremely nice number, and definitely shows the importance of our presence in the UAE. The second part is Risk Excellence Awards. Entries are open for the Risk Excellence Awards 2023. So if you want to nominate a colleague or maybe yourself or a organization, feel free to visit the website and nominate the person or organization. Training on the IRSM website, a list of upcoming trainings are provided. At the moment, the trainings that are listed start from March 7th onward. So it's meaningful measures on March 7th, effective problem solving on March 8th. I've listed here until the introduction of ISO 45003, March 28th. At the moment, the training overview continues until May of this year. So if you're interested in additional training, please visit the training part of our website, list yourself and participate in the training. What I would like to hear back from you, as a kind of engagement with all in this meeting, is I would like to hear back from you if you attended one of these training sessions, and maybe you're willing to provide a brief feedback in one of our upcoming meetings, which might help, decisions of our members as well to attend any of these trainings. Branch meetings, I've listed the ones to February of next month. So we have the Pakistan and the Saudi branch meeting scheduled for January 17th, Qatar on January 24th, India branch on January 25th, Oman on February 7th, and our next meeting is on February 8th. In the UK and Europe, the meetings scheduled for the moment are the West Midlands on January 12th, that is tomorrow, East Anglia on January 16th, and the London branch meeting on February 15th. Like our branch meeting, all branch meetings are recorded and available via the IRSM website and YouTube channel. So if you can't make it to any of the other international branch meetings, but you would like to view the recording, then please visit the IRSM website. Membership benefits, I get back to this on a monthly basis. Of course, we like everybody to follow us on LinkedIn, attend our meetings. They are open for everyone, but there's an additional benefit if you become IRSM member. It provides you with training and qualifications, exclusive discounts for members. We have a Sentinel magazine and weekly newsletters that are sent out to our members, competency framework. So there are a lot of additional benefits of becoming a member. we still have the 20% discount on an annual membership available using the UAE 25 code. So if you think of becoming a member, feel free and join us as a member for our next meetings. Our future meetings, as I mentioned, February 8th will be our next meeting. Then we have another one scheduled for March 8th and April 12th. And continuing the year, we continue with the second Wednesday of every month to have our branch meetings. Again, for this as well, at the moment we arrange the topics, the presentations, but if there's any suggestion from one of our members, then please feel free to suggest a topic. If you would like to share a best practice yourself, and that doesn't need to be a 30-minute presentation, that can be a 10-minute update as well. Please feel free to reach out to the committee, and we can arrange, a time slot in our next meeting where you can share your best practices or experiences. A few UAE updates of recent weeks. I think important for all of us. Maybe not the first one for the majority, but the UAE has suspended extension of UAE visit visas from within the country. During COVID-19, that was possible to extend the visa within the UAE. Now we are back to pre-COVID situation where anyone on a visit visa need to exit the country and return to obtain a new visa. And I think this is typically applicable for everyone, and maybe amongst us as well, who are on a visit visa in the UAE searching for a job. Just take note of it that you can't extend your visa anymore within the UAE. The involuntary loss of employment insurance scheme has been introduced in the UAE in January. You can subscribe for that. You pay a small insurance fee, but that would make you, or when you're eligible for it, you will be compensated for any job loss. In case of a job loss, there are some exceptions. So if you're dismissed for disciplinary reasons, it's not applicable for you, but it gives a kind of, a backup, at least for 3 months, that you have a sort of income, or at least a compensation in your income, for 3 months. And then there is a new rules on workplace accidents, which has been released as well, end of last year, beginning of this year, where employers are obliged to treat and compensate an injured employee for any work-related injury or illness. More information can be found on government websites, but also in the various newspapers. And I think this information has also been shared on our WhatsApp group and LinkedIn page. But I think 3 topics that are important to be shared amongst the group, especially because we're working within the UAE. For this evening, we have found Rana from Workplace Options willing to share with us a bit on workplace well-being and workplace stress. I think an important topic. A couple of months ago, we had a presentation on mental health, and that was more a personal experience of the presenter. And I think this is a great topic that adds on to the previous topic. So if you're ready, Rana, I would like to hand over to you.
Thank you, Branko. So first of all, thank you for the introduction. And also thank you for the opportunity that you gave us today to actually present workplace options and what we can do in terms of solutions. I really like the fact that, Branko mentioned the other day that, they have had different people talk about their mental health issues over the last, sort of 3 years. And now it's time to actually discuss the solutions that companies can actually buy or incorporate in their companies so that they can manage their happiness and the productivity of their employees, and reduce the mental health conditions and the stress in the workplace as well. So I am Rana. I'm the Director of Business Solutions for Workplace Options, and I'm based in Dubai, and I'm actually doing business for the Middle East. Today joins me as well my dear colleague, Leila, who is our Director of Clinical Service Delivery in the Middle East. And like me, she's also based in Dubai. She's managing the Service Delivery Center, and she has a group of people that she's also managing, counselors and psychologists as well. And today, she'll be also jumping in and giving a bit of her insights and some of the cases that she's been working on, I guess, locally and globally as well. So I'm gonna now turn off my cam and I will share my screen. Okay, so I think everyone can see the presentation, right, Julie?
That's right, yes.
Okay, so just maybe a bit of background on Workplace Options. I would say it's a global leader, the largest well-being company in the world. It's a company that offers all types of mental health, well-being, and training programs, and they are usually delivered in the form of EAPs, employee assistance programs. In fact, Julie, I'm trying to move to the next slide, but it's not allowing me.
Okay, if you click on your presentation, you might see the controls down the left-hand side of your presentation to move forwards, or you can move forwards on your PowerPoint.
Okay,
there we go.
So this is a 40-year-old company, and it's an American company based in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we have 16 offices around the world. We also use a lot of global partners as well. So where we don't actually have an office, we use our global partners, and they are all basically Workplace Options trained people, and they know exactly how we work and our processes, and they help us quite efficiently in the services that we are offering. Just a few figures I think that we are very proud of in Workplace Options and that we like to talk about. We serve 116,000 organizations worldwide, and 30% of those companies are Forbes 500 companies. From those companies, obviously, we're serving 75 million individuals and their family members as well. And we're offering 70 languages as well around the world. So I think capabilities are quite strong. This is our global presence. As I said, we have 16 offices around the world, but we also have global partners that we deal with, and this is where we are. This is our footprint, basically. Just a few, I would say, clients that we deal with. These are just a small number of clients that we actually deal with in the region and around the world as well, but we are servicing these clients in the region. And something that I put also on the left-hand side, which is something that would be quite relevant to the clients or maybe the audience today, the employers that we're actually servicing in the region. So, United Arab Emirates, Saudi, the whole of the GCC, and Egypt as well, and many other countries also. But these are really the bigger number of employers that we are servicing. Now, as you can see in the UAE, we have a bigger number, obviously, because we are based in the UAE as well. But I can tell you that our Saudi Arabian clients, although lesser than the UAE clients, the number of employees are much higher, obviously, because the population is much bigger. And Egypt is the same. We have a big number of employees and a big number of populations as well. Something that I think I like to always show when I talk to an audience, whoever it is a bit of statistics on the workplace stress and some of the symptoms that we see in the workplace, and maybe the reasons why those symptoms come up. So we have workplace stress, we have anxiety, and that's usually due to daily work activities, a lot of where there's no balance in your work your work and your personal life, and obviously a lot of conflicts with managers and employees and subordinates. So this is kind of what causes the stress in the workplace, and this is what we need to eliminate, and this is why Workplace Options has really great solutions. Another slide that we are really proud of in Workplace Options is, I would say, our COVID-19 pandemic response and how fast we were in responding. I think we implemented about more than around 8,000 new organizations around the world during the pandemic. And the most important thing about the slide is how fast we were in responding. We even got an award from the International Business Awards for being so fast in the response. And so that's something we're really actually proud of. And we had comments from the judges that the way that we actually implemented these services were really professional and the capabilities were really high. So some of the life events that you would call us for, that any individual or member or employee would call Workplace Options for, are things like marriage, divorce, if you're relocating, if you're an expat somewhere, grief and loss, when we lose a loved one. And in fact, when you look at these life events, I think anybody can call for anything in the world. Any issues that you actually have, you can actually call WPO and get some counseling on that. Now, these are our three pillars, I would say: emotional, practical, and physical. I will be going through each and every one in a bit, but these are the three holistic, I would say, the approach. We have a holistic approach. So basically, our emotional support, our practical support, and physical support, they're all kind of related, together, and then we can move from one pillar to the other to help a member or a customer or an employee get their issues resolved. Just a quick snapshot on the member experience and how you can actually contact us. You can contact us through phone, you can contact us through email, through chat, online chat, and also we have an app called iConnectYou. And obviously the people who are going to be responding to you are clinicians, who are psychologists, and there are counselors as well. So we don't have any agents in WPO who respond and then transfer you to someone. We actually have clinicians and psychologists who are answering the phone right away so that they can actually help those people who are in a very bad mental health state. And Leila can discuss that in a bit. And these are the three pillars that we discussed: emotional, practical, and physical. This is what we can support you on. And then obviously the resolution, and then we can also send surveys after the call. We can also maybe try and contact the employee to see if he's okay, or if he's achieved some of his goals. And obviously the reporting, which clients will get on a quarterly basis, on a yearly basis, whatever they actually whatever is suitable for their needs. But this reporting is very specific and it's very granular. It's very confidential, so no one will know why so-and-so called or why so-and-so called for what reason, but there's going to be obviously a lot of granulation on the type of support that we actually offered. Okay, I'm just going to quickly discuss this slide, and then I think Leila, you can jump in and give your insights. As I said, you can contact us through different channels. One of them is through you can contact us through different channels, but this is the way we're going to help you: through telephone, through virtual. We can also send you to a clinician, so you can see a clinician face to face, and in the moment as well for any crisis incident or traumatic incident that happens in the workplace. So Leila, I don't know if you can maybe give your opinion on this.
For sure, thank you, Rana. So just to recap, or just to make sure, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So just to recap and give you a more sort of human feel to what we're talking about right now and what Rana's talking about, because it can be a lot of information. We try to provide support that encompasses a person's life Anything and everything that you might be experiencing today or in the next month or in the next year, we are able to help you in any way possible. Now, you do have access to us in several modalities, so telephone, SMS, email, an application as well, a live chat. And all of these are available to you 24/7. The quickest and simplest one is by calling us. There are toll-free numbers that I think will be provided to you later on. And typically what would happen is once you call in, you're going to reach a counselor. We refer to ourselves as counselors, but we are master level counseling psychologists, clinical psychologists, social workers in the mental health field, as well as counselors in the mental health domain as well. Now, we are 24/7, and we're located all over the globe. I myself am located in Dubai, but we have counselors located anywhere and everywhere. That is to make sure that your call is answered and not to leave you feeling unanswered in a way. So the way that it goes is you speak to a counselor. The counselor wants to get to know what's been happening to you. They're going to gather a few demographics just to create a sort of file for you. The same as when you go to a clinic, you create a file. So they're just going to quickly gather some demographics of yourself so that the next time you call in or the next time you seek any support, they're able to skip that step. Or let's say if the call gets disconnected, they can call you right back. So you don't need to talk to a different person or call again. And basically, the counselor is going to try to better understand what made you call today, what's been happening in your life, and how long have you been going through that? Is it a couple of weeks? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Because we want to better understand how to support you, but also what's the most appropriate support for your situation. And in that, we're having a very open conversation, a very safe conversation. Everything and anything that we discuss remains confidential. Now, at the start of the call, you'll hear a recording that says that the call is being recorded for training and quality purposes. You can give the clinician the heads up that you don't want this call to be recorded, and they'll automatically confirm that the recording stopped. And they do let you know that if you are disclosing any risk towards yourself or someone else, then those boundaries might be looked into. Now, with that being said, you're in a conversation and the counselor's getting to better understand how that situation that you've been in, whether it's a workplace stress, a relationship stress, a relationship and workplace stress, both happening at the same time, because life does not go on pause if you do experience one stressor. They're trying to better understand how that's impacted you physically, how that's impacted you emotionally, how that's impacted your thoughts, and how that's impacted your behaviors. All of these are interconnected, and we want to help you understand how your body and your mind are being impacted by the situation, because one impacts the other and vice versa. Now, with that, the counselor will provide a bit of an understanding of what's been happening, and you'll discuss some strategies, some next steps for you towards what's the most beneficial. So they might go into referrals, such as face-to-face referral, as we can see on this slide. There's telephonic referral, so you talk to a counselor on a short period of time on something that's very goal-oriented and specific through the phone, or you do it through video. And sometimes just that one call can be super helpful, that you don't need any support, you don't need any referral. You know that we're available for you 24/7. You can call us back whenever you might need that support, but your concern or your query was managed in the here and now by talking to the counselor, by venting, by bringing up some situations and working through them with that person. Or sometimes you might be going through a couple of things that are making your life right now a bit more heavy to manage the day-to-day, to sort of push yourself to wake up in the morning and get out of bed and do life all over again, day by day. And in that situation, sometimes more lengthened support might be needed. A psychotherapeutic referral might be needed. And that is a referral towards a clinic, let's say, whereby you're able to talk to a counselor for as long as you need up until a point in time where you put the counseling on pause and you apply everything that you've learned in counseling in your everyday life. Now, that type of referral is matched to your health insurance. It's not covered by us, but there are steps around it. So we try to cover, especially when it comes to counseling, we try to cover a 360 overview of a person's life. Now, along with that, like we mentioned earlier, sometimes there are a few things that a person's going through. And based on the conversation, we might find out that this person is going through marital difficulties, and based off of that person's state, they've decided they need to look into getting a divorce as well. And we do have support in terms of work-life referrals. We can look into referring you to childcare resources, legal referrals, things like that. So it doesn't stop just for mental health. It also looks into work-life services, and it looks into mindfulness, stress reduction approaches as well. So if you want to tap into that that mode of being more mindful, of being more in the moment, and of experiencing the wins of your day, then we do have the mindfulness and wellness department as well. So that's a bit more of what we do from a practical and overall perspective. Whenever you call in, you'll speak to a counselor and they'll be able to direct you and support you and collaborate with you on whatever next step is most appropriate for you based off of what you also want.
Thank you, Leila. So as Leila said, we also have our practical support where, you know, you get your 24/7 access to work-life experts as well. You know, you can call us for, let's say, for a nurse. You can call us for legal and financial resources. You're going through a lot of financial issues and you need someone to talk to. You can speak to an advisor. So many, I would say, work-life services that can be offered to you on a practical support side. And as Leila said, it's very holistic. So we can always refer you to someone. So when we feel that, like, if somebody calls the clinician and they're stressed because of their financial issues, then okay, how about you talk to one of our financial advisors so that they can help you with your finances. Manager Assist is one of our very, very popular services in like globally, in the region, everywhere. And this is basically a service that is mainly, I would say, used by managers, and they could be HR managers, but in fact, they could be any managers in the organization. And this service helps those managers resolve conflicts with their subordinates, with their employees, deliver bad news, maybe discuss or address low performance. And the great thing about this service is that it doesn't only help the managers, it also actually gives tips to the managers to encourage those employees to call this number as well. So they can also be able to resolve their conflicts with their managers. And I'm not sure, Leila, if you've been involved in this as well. Do you have any insights on that?
I do. So basically, managers call in about situations in the workplace that they might need guidance with and next steps. So let's say, for instance, that as a manager, you've been trained in mental health first aid, right? And you've been noticing that one of your team members or a colleague of yours has been coming to the office quite late. They've been coming into the office disheveled, so looking like they've not showered maybe, or this person usually wears a tie and this time they're not wearing a tie, and it's been something that's regular. And their communication, their conversation isn't who they are or who you are used to. And you've been seeing that this has been happening over a period of time that's quite lengthy, and you're worried about that person. You might decide, you know what, before before talking to this person or this team member, let's say, I'd like some guidance on what to do, what are my options, things like that. So you might reach out to us. We are available 24/7, and you'll be talking to a member of this team, the specialty team that's specialized in supporting managers. And you'll talk about the situation, and they'll give you guidance as to what options you might have. In this situation, with this example, you could have a conversation with this team member talking about the concerns that you have. But if, let's say, this team member refuses to talk to you or refuses to take on your feedback, there are several options that can happen after that, which would be, for instance, mandating them to get support. So meaning that next step would be connecting them to us or having them sign a document that would release their information so that we reach out to them instead of them reaching out to us. So there are so many different ways of using the service, but a lot of the time it's towards the support of staff members, of managers that are concerned for them. So difficulty in communication, difficulty in behavior, deterioration of mental and physical well-being, a team member who's experienced tremendous grief, right? And the manager really wants them to get the support, but they're hesitant about it. So we get involved in all of these situations. The manager just needs to call us, and we're more than happy to jump in and provide that guidance.
Thank you, Leila. Now, these are all our clinicians around the world, and this is our lovely Leila at the bottom here in Dubai. I think, Leila, if I'm not mistaken, these numbers are increasing now, right?
Yes, we are approximate. So these are the managers within the locations. We are right now approximately 340 plus clinicians worldwide.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Thank you. Now, this is one of our also very popular services within our very core solutions. And Aware for me is a mindfulness program, but the way I like to see it, or the way I like to explain it, is that it is really it's mind games. So it's a way to help people reduce stress, reduce anxiety, maybe stop thinking about so many stressful issues that are happening in the workplace or maybe at home. And I think the most important thing about this particular slide is the improvements that you see at the bottom. So 37% ability to focus after having this Aware or this mindfulness program, 37% ability to acknowledge, accept emotions. And the most important one for me is, I think, the 35% ability to sleep, because a lot of people who are stressed or anxious or going through depression have really difficult times sleeping. So I think, Leila, again, I know that you've actually worked on a few of those cases. What insights can you give us on Aware?
So Aware taps into a lot of different areas in a person's life. You might be calling about something such as anxiety, like you said, and it taps into your work-life balance, it taps into your time management skills, and it taps into your relationships, right? The program is essentially on the phone. You get 6 sessions, whereby the first session is getting to know everything about you in terms of the areas of your life that are heavily impacted by just one thing. So ability to focus, ability to understand your own emotions and how to interpret them and react to them, your ability to sleep or your quality of sleep, your ability to engage in relationships and how meaningful they are. And also, one of the things that's not mentioned here, but that's beautiful, is that Aware taps into pain management as well. So if you are experiencing any form of physical pain, tightness in the chest, nerve damage in your arm, let's say, pain in your leg, it taps into that. It helps you manage that pain. It helps you untie it from within. And examples of strategies used by the wellness coaches in this program with their clients are a lot to name, but if you just quickly sort of visualization exercises, visualization techniques, basically taking you to a very positive moment in your life and how to feel it, how to re-experience it, how to go into it and experience those sensations. Muscular relaxation techniques, so clenching your fists really tightly for a couple of seconds and then releasing them and focusing on that tingling sensation and doing it all across your body. Deep breathing exercises, thought challenging techniques such as stop, basically taking a step back and understanding what's happening right here and right now and understanding how you're feeling and what you're thinking and rating those and getting to better know yourself from a mindful perspective. The idea is life is so fast. Things are moving at such a fast pace, especially if we live here in the UAE. Our lifestyle is so quick and we don't stop and we don't relish in the everyday moments. And a good example that they give is it's sort of like you're stuck in traffic and the cars are just passing by, but then a car accident happens in front of you and the car just stops and it piles up. Those are our thoughts. Sometimes life gets so hectic that your thoughts pile up and can be a lot to cope with. So it's about processing and allowing those thoughts to happen and just being in the moment and relaxing your mind, relaxing your body and getting connected to your sleeping patterns, your family, your relationships, things like that. It's very useful and it's very quick. It doesn't take a lot of your time, a lot from your schedule. So the first session is about 45 minutes. And then the last sessions, the remaining, 5 are about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's quick, it's very helpful, and you see a lot of change within the sessions.
Thank you, Leila. And our life coaching is something also that's very popular in the Middle East. As Leila said, we do offer 6 sessions as well for life coaching, and that could be on anything to do with your, with your changes, the life changes that are going on, your transitions, if you want to develop your career somehow. And the nice thing about this life coaching as well is that you can get a dedicated life coach for you for every issue. And we have an unlimited number of issues in one solution or one program. So you can call today for managing change and transitions, but you can call in 1 month and you can get those 6 sessions as well for another issue or for another goal. And those life coaches are always there to also contact you back and call you back and follow up with you to find out if you're actually achieving your goals. And our wellness coaching is the same. We have also wellness coaches that are dedicated wellness coaches for each and every issue. And you can get 6 sessions for each and every issue as well, and unlimited number of issues. But the wellness coaching is more inclined to help you with your health. So anything to do with you wanting to get more physical, with you wanting to lose weight, with you wanting to stop smoking, those kind of things. And you get your 6 sessions, and then you also get a lot of follow-ups from our wellness coaches to see if you are actually achieving those goals. And if they do realize that you are not achieving those goals, then that is where a lot of questions will start coming up. And why are you not able to stop smoking? What is going on in your life that's not allowing you to stop smoking, and so on and so forth. For every solution that we offer in Workplace Options, we also offer you so for every client, we offer them a member website as well. This is how the member website looks like. And then we can also obviously customize that, as per the client's needs. And this website can help your employees with many, many things. You can find a lot of articles, webinars. There's also a live chat in this, website. And this website is also available in 27 languages. So you can now, look at the website in Arabic, but you can then change it to English. You can change it to Hindi in those 27 language variants. And this website can also be branded. It can be co-branded, or it can just be, it could have just the logo of, like, white label the logo of the client. This is our I Connect You app. And this app is basically a way for you also to connect with the clinicians. There are many things that you can do on this app, many features, chat features, calling, video call as well. And it's worth saying that this iConnectU app continues to get enhanced so that the experience of the member is better and better on a daily basis. And actually, we also have a feature in that iConnectU app that allows you also to access your member website too. So very nice. API integration is just something that we would like to, you know, inform our clients and prospects about, that we actually have this technology. WPO has invested a lot in technology over the last 5 years. One of them is this API integration. And although it seems like a very complicated thing, it really isn't. All it is you know, us integrating our technology with your technology. So for instance, if you have a mobile app, you know, in your organization, and we have our own mobile app as well, we can integrate those two mobile apps together, and many other you know, different technologies as well. And we also offer training and education. So we offer a lot of training programs on resilience, on harassment in the workplace, on, you know, racial issues as well that are happening in the workplace, you know, how to deliver news as well to, you know, to your employees. And usually we have instructors that go on site as well to deliver these kind of trainings. We can do that virtually, but we prefer the on site. And this really helps, you know, this really helps organizations kind of maneuver, or maybe I would say, you know, educate their employees on exactly what they want the company culture to understand. Lots of cultural issues in companies that they can actually improve with this training. We have e-learning solutions as well, which is very similar to training, but in fact, this is for people who really don't want to sit behind their screens, and they just want to, you know, go mobile and use their mobiles to do this training. It's really effective as well. So, you know, our great IIRSM company is our company. Basically, we have a partnership with them, and they approve some of our trainings. One of them is our ambassador training, and ambassador training is a very important one now in organizations, where you can actually choose one person in your company that can be like the champion for well-being, and that person will be trained through Workplace Options, and they will get 2 certificates, one from Workplace Options and the other one from IIRSM. So what this ambassador training does is that it gives the opportunity for this person to become kind of like the expert in the office or in the organization, and kind of help people maybe refer them to the, you know, to their EAP program, refer them to their other services that they may have on the well-being side, and you know, create a happy and productive environment in the office. You know, last slides here. So basically, we also have a consulting practice, which is separate from our, you know, EAPs and trainings as well. But this consulting practice helps companies also, you know, maybe relook their organizational developments or behaviors in the office. You know, there might be some issues happening in the office that the companies are not, the organization is not happy about. Workplace Options can actually provide them this consulting. But just to clarify, this consulting is not about, you know, strategy management or anything like that. We're not PwC or Deloitte. Here, we're actually really focusing on the people in the organization and improving the well-being of the organization in general. And also, it's worth to say that Workplace Options has bought SE Systems, which has acquired SE Systems in the last maybe 5 or 6 months. And this is a very big company that offers a lot of assessments and surveys. So this actually reduces a lot of headache for the organizations that we deal with. They don't need to provide us with any data. We just send them those assessments, send those assessments to their employees, and then we get the data from these assessments. And literally the last slide, this is something that Workplace Options really likes to promote as well. There is a big difference between return on investment and value on investment. So it's very easy for an organization to calculate return on investment in terms of money. So we can say today that, yes, we've bought a program, and this is basically the return on investment of the program after 1 year or after 2 years or whatever. So, and then you can check the profitability of that investment. However, workplace options like to emphasize on value on investments. So that is not something easy to calculate. It's not something that we're going to give you figures on. It's more about what you see happening in the workplace and the changes happening in the workplace. Do you see your people or your employees being happier? Do you see them being more productive? Do you see them being more satisfied with their jobs? This is what value on investment is. And we really would like to promote value on investment in every organization in the world. Thank you. And I think now it's time for us to answer any questions if there are.
I don't have any questions yet, but Branko, do you have any questions for Rana and Layla?
Myself on unmute. Not so much a question. Thank you for the presentation. I think that was very interesting, especially to see what's out there available in options. I have to admit that I know work-related stress is out there. I was a bit, I would almost say, shocked about the high percentage of workplace stress, which I recall was something like 74% according to the statistics. I think that's a huge number, and I think we don't often realize that not only ourselves but a lot of our colleagues are under stress. So that was really an eye-opener for me, and I think that only highlights the importance that we as employers, but also as health and safety professionals, should emphasize on this. We often focus on the tangible health and safety aspects, those things that we can grab. This is a bit more, a different topic, but very important to my opinion. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so we still don't have any questions, but it was a really comprehensive presentation. So I'd like to thank Branko, as ever, for volunteering his time as chair of the branch. And I'd like to thank Rana and Layla for your excellent presentation today. I found it really interesting, quite shocking, some of the percentages as well. So I'd like to thank everybody for attending, and to remind you that your attendance certificates will be sent out this time tomorrow, and a copy of the presentation will be on the RRSM YouTube channel probably by the end of this week. So I'd like to wish everyone a good evening or a good afternoon wherever you are in the world. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.